Welcome back to my channel. So, hello. Things to get out of the way. Yes, will be another video where I'm just walking around my room. But yeah, once again, this is because of the lighting. And I cannot really do anything about it. I just have to deal with it, and this is the form that I have of dealing with it. Even if I sit down, the lighting is worse. I tried, trust me. So it is what it is. Also, I know I look stupid, like this, holding this mic that is supposed to just go flat on the surface. But the truth is that I bought this mic for voiceovers when I do certain stuff. And I also considered its use for recording. But I haven't started using it that much until now, because right now I have my window open, which means that all the noise that might go under my house right now you would be able to hear. And my window is open because we are at like 16 degrees, 17 degrees, and I'm sweating. So also, if you see any kind of sweat stain, you didn't see anything. Good to get that out of the way. Okay, I actually need a pee break before starting this, so one sec.
A few moments later.
I'm back. Sorry for that. Anyway, so welcome back to my channel, and we are going to start this video. So this video is about the books, movies, and maybe TV shows. I haven't actually watched any TV show or music that I've consumed this month, and it's the first wrap up situation that I do in the entire year, and I think in over a year, because actually, like, I've been living in Ireland. I haven't been reading that consistently, and when I've been reading, I haven't necessarily finished books by the end of the month. I'm reading like so many things at the same time. So I'm going to talk to you first about what I finished, and then about what I am reading right now, just so you guys know where I am, like what reviews are to come in the next months. And also, I saw Isa's Corners wrap-up situation last month, and I thought that it was genius to actually include the rest of the stuff. Now, she's a film student, I believe. I am no such thing. I am a literature student, and I just watch movies sometimes, mostly with my boyfriend. So just keeping it real, you know? Don't be here if you want like a full in-depth review of like analytical review of a movie. Anyway, I'm going to start with books, then I'm going to go to movies, and then I'm going to go to music, and I'll mark that in the timeline so that you don't have to be looking around for it you want. But yeah, let's get into it. So, in the short month of February, I actually finished 3 books, and I'm reading 4 or 5 more. I am not sure. I will see if they come to mind when I'm talking. If not, maybe editing my will come here and tell you like, hey guys, actually I forgot about this, which is also a possibility, not gonna lie. As I said, I finished 3 books, and first off, one that I mentioned in my TBR that I was reading, and that's Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. So this is the last book in the Infernal Devices series, and I finally finished it again, because I actually already read this series when I was 16, 17, but I decided to reread it this year and vlog. So that's what I did. You should expect that vlog coming at some point, but not gonna lie, it might not be too soon, because the other day I realized that I had been vlogging for a video for like an entire month, and so I have a lot of clips, and I like to talk too much. By too much, I mean, I guess everyone who is on YouTube in any way, shape or form likes talking to an extent, because basically like most videos on YouTube are just people talking. But yeah, I like to talk a lot. So in those clips, in those little updates, I've been making like 10-minute updates of like my entire thought process, I don't know. But yeah, which means that vlog is going to be a long vlog, and it's like a lot of work to edit, and I do not have that much time on my hands to work with right now. I'm working, I'm studying, I am getting my thesis done, and yeah, so that means that video will come at some point. I just need a lot of motivation to edit that. I have here, if you see me looking down, my Hobonichi with the notes that I have on everything, basically. So I am going to get the bad or the worst thing out of the way, and it's that this book seemed a little bit heavy to me. But in a way, it made me realize that I am not necessarily a fantasy reader. What do I mean by this? Or romantasy in any way. What do I mean by this? The fighting scenes bored me. All the action scenes, all the fighting scenes, I was just not interested. And it actually made me put the book down, and later on I would pick it up again. But like, it was mainly because those action scenes were pretty boring to me. Now I understand that a lot of people love them, and that's why I'm saying to me. This book made me realize that I might not be a fantasy reader, and that's okay. I actually am doubling into literary fiction a lot lately and character studies. I think I've already said that about character studies, but basically I love books that are character studies. I love stories that are based in one character, because if I can relate to that character, or even if I cannot, understanding the inner workings of someone's mind is what I get out of literature usually, and therefore I did love this book because of the characters. Who are the characters? Okay, so you have Will, Jem, and Tessa. Those are the main characters of this series, but you also have the entire friend group, and Charlotte and Henry. But when it comes to Will, Jem, and Tessa, they have the most epic love triangle I've ever seen, and the most well made, actually, I believe. I feel like the best part of it is that the author does not ruin any character to get that other one with someone else, you know? Like, you don't ruin one character to stop the love triangle. You don't do anything so that people can clearly decide who they want. In this case, she doesn't do that, and that's why I love it. And also the fact that the characters are really well crafted. These characters live in my mind as historical figures who actually existed in Victorian England, and that is what I get mostly out of it. At first, when I finished it, I felt like, okay, I would give it 5 stars because of nostalgia or whatever. But then I actually started talking to my boyfriend about the ending and about the book and about the entire series, the entire trilogy, and I started bawling my eyes out. So I guess I am emotionally invested, which is what I find most amazing about the books that I love, and therefore it's a 5-star read for sure. If this sounds appealing, there you go. The next book I finished was Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. And, well, this book is the last book on the Boys of Tommen series, and I was not as disappointed as people are on it. I mean, not gonna lie, I did not love it as much as the first 4 books, and probably the only reason why it's 5 stars or like 4, it's because of the characters. And I know that I'm late to reading this, but the truth is that, like, because of all the comments that people were making at the time when this came out, it put me off reading this so much. So I decided to not read it at the time, and I ended up reading it now. And I love the characters. If it weren't for the characters, I'll probably have a bunch of problems with this. But the main problem is that for 50% of this book, nothing really happens in a way. Like, I understand slow burn, but when there's a slow burn, they at least give you some kind of crumbs. Here they were basically dating while not dating, while sleeping together every night, while not dating, not having sex, like really sleeping together. And you were just seeing this dynamic that you have already seen in the first 4 books repeated with no sign of it changing. So I feel like the only thing that I would have preferred is that maybe 20% of the book would have been this waiting game for something to happen, and then something is starting to happen, but seeing the characters' internal struggle. I feel like that would have been a lot better, because I feel like the moment like things started to happen, they happened really fast. So I feel like that part where things were happening could be more drawn out, and like the start, which is mainly introducing the characters that we already know, could have been shorter. That's kind of like the main thing though. Okay, for a moment my computer turned off and I was like, is that recording still? And then I read a book for class, which is The Crucible by Arthur Miller. And I mean, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. It was just another book that I have to read for a random literature subject. This one in particular was for literature and cinema. It's actually a play. I don't really have that much to say about it. I feel like I need more to understand the themes. I can understand the basic stuff of McCarthyism, the Red Scare, the Witches of Salem, paranoia, accusing your neighbor, etc., etc. I can understand it, but I just feel like it's not that deep. I don't know what to tell you. Now, those were the 3 books that I actually finished, but just so you know, for next month, what you could expect that I am reading, that I might finish, I'm going to tell you stuff that I am actively reading right now. I will not have a TBR situation going on at all, because I feel like I'm still pretty satisfied with the TBR that I did last month, and therefore like that will still be there. So yeah, I will probably do a TBR somewhere in April, maybe, if I'm in a mood to read something else. But for now, I'm going to tell you what I'm actively reading. So, The Bell Jar, I have no updates on this since the last TBR, so it's just going to go to the pile. Then I started Pride and Prejudice on Valentine's Day. I'm actually liking it. I'm further into it now. I'm in page 57, so it's not a long book. I can finish it soon. But yeah, I'm just taking it chill, reading it really calmly. And yeah, I actually said that I was going to read it on Valentine's, and I tried to read a lot on Valentine's, but I couldn't because I had to work and other stuff. On the other hand, there is On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous, which is basically the letters of a son, or in a way it's a letter of a son to his mom about his childhood and his coming of age and everything. And it's pretty heartbreaking because his mom is not literate. So she does not know how to read or write. So even though he wrote this entire book about it for her, she will never be able to read it. I'm also reading Letters to Milena by Franz Kafka. And well, these are basically letters. They are letters from back in the day. And the truth is that Kafka fell in love with a translator that was translating his work from German to Czech. And she was Milena. And Kafka decided to write letters to her. I mean, they had a correspondence between them. And at some point when he started falling in love, of course, the letters started switching and showing his admiration because he believed that she understood him like no one else could. And I'm reading that. I'm reading it slowly because at the end of the day, they are letters. And if you read a lot at the same time, it might be a little bit repetitive. But yeah, I've heard that this is not like necessarily like the top best letters by Kafka, and that the letters to his father are the ones that are actually heartbreaking. But yeah, I was just feeling romantic. I wanted some real romance, so I started reading that. Then I also started reading, and I am 50% through maybe Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I will always need some more intellectual reads, but I do need these kind of books, like the books that I can just have fun and get entertained by. And so for the people who don't know, this is about a diver whose name is Scarlett and a swimmer whose name is Lucas. And Scarlett is a diver who is having a lot of problems. She's recovering from an injury. And Lucas is a swimmer who is breaking up with his girlfriend. And that's when they find each other in that situation. And they actually start talking and they realize that they have this sexual preference in common. And therefore they decide to explore together, basically. And then we go to the movies that I've seen this month, and I've actually seen so many movies in comparison to like what I usually do. I'm not that fan of watching television. I would rather read a book than watch a movie, but my boyfriend and I are in different places right now. We are living in different countries, so watching a movie together is one of the things that we can actually do, and that we do also when we are together. So I did read some books. So first off is We Live in Time, Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. I actually liked this movie. I gave it 4 stars. I think it was quite good. And well, it's about this guy who's going through a divorce and this well-known top-tier chef and their relationship through a span of a decade, I think. So since they meet in a way, to the point when they have kids, to the point when one of them gets sick, and everything that happens during those 10 years. But in a way, it's fragmented. So you don't get a linear story. You get scenes, one after the other, of like different moments in time. And you can reorganize it in your mind the way that you want. That's how it works. And I liked it. It was quite confusing at first because of what I said, that it was not linear, but I liked it. Then there is Furiosa, the Mad Max saga movie. And not like, I'm being totally honest, I had no interest in this movie, but Leonard, my boyfriend, wanted to see it, so we watched it together. Fairly entertaining in a way, but not something that I necessarily like watching. And it was very bloody and action-packed, which also not my style. Now, the next movie we watched though, it was amazing, and it was Everything Everywhere All at Once. This movie left me feeling weird. Like, after watching this, I was actually we watched it at night, so before going to bed, I couldn't get off my chest the feeling of weirdness. I did not know where it was coming from. I did not know anything. I just felt so weird, and it was actually not a nice feeling if you think about it. But I guess that is what the movie was trying to accomplish, and that's why I gave it 5 stars. I think that it's really good. I have Letterboxd, that's why I'm saying this in ratings. Yeah, my jaw was unhinged during like the majority of this movie being played, and I don't know exactly how to explain the premise of it, but basically, no. I just think you should watch it. You don't need to know anything. I didn't know anything, and I enjoyed it. So go ahead, watch it, and let me know in the comments if you like it. And then I watched Believe Me, the story of Lisa McVeigh, something. I wanted to watch this movie for a while. I had gotten TikToks about it and stuff. Of course, it was hard to watch in a way. My boyfriend was in a very specific mood, so we could watch that because he did not. I feel like he didn't enjoy it that much. I wouldn't say I liked it because like it's the story of someone real and that's very hard to go through. But I did enjoy the movie. I think it was really well made. And then we watched the what? The what? Okay, you're going to have to give me a second. The Gorge by Anya Taylor-Joy and the other guy. This one was more to my liking. I didn't like the scary parts in the way of like the jump scares and etc. I don't like being scared necessarily, but I feel like it had some action, but at the same time it had the romantic element and the character development element that I like. So I liked it. And my boyfriend also did. I don't really have anything to say about it. Like, it was good, that's it. And lastly, we also watched the Kneecap movie. And, well, for the ones who don't know, Kneecap is this band, I guess, of these Irish singers. And they live in Belfast, I believe. And, well, they sing in Irish, which is a minority language, the same way Basque is here. And I started listening to the music this month. In a way because TikTok kept pushing it in my face. And I'm someone that will always support minority. I'll always support art made by minorities in a way. So I decided to give it a try. I started listening to their music. I am not a rap techno listener at all. Like, I think some of the people that I listen to the most usually are Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter. But this month, strangely enough, I haven't listened to anything by either Taylor Swift or Sabrina Carpenter. I've listened to Kneecap a lot. I'll put here the album that I listened to. And like maybe a song or two. There are some that I really like. I also listened to Brat by Charlie XCX. Okay, let's wait to see if the fucking trash truck can leave.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm actually starting to get quite hungry. But yeah, let's finish this. So anyway, I started listening to Kneecap. This is like a little bit of an overlap between the movies and what I'm listening to. But yeah, so I wanted to know where they come from and everything. And since there was a movie, I was like, let's watch it. And I really liked it. It shows a reality in Ireland, or in Northern Ireland, that exists. Now we go to a music section fully. As I said, Kneecap I've been listening to, and I've also been listening to Brat by Charlie XCX, which I know that I come like 2,000 million months late, but what can I say? I didn't have a Brat summer, I had a Brat winter. But yeah, I'm in that mood, I guess. But then by the end of it, of this month anyway, like this last week, I haven't been listening to either of those. I've actually been listening to The Strokes because my friend Oyane recommended me to listen to an album by them. I don't know if it's the new Abnormal or something. I'll just put the title and the picture of the album here. And I've listened to The Strokes before. I just haven't really gotten into their discography. I just listened to his songs here and there. So I just went back to it, and I think I still like better the other album that they have, that I will also actually put here, that I'm also listening to right now on repeat. I think this is it. This is like a lot of stuff, but I'm actually getting really, really hungry. I haven't eaten yet, and it's like 3:30, so not that late. So I'm going to finish it here. I will see you soon. If you like this video, you might consider subscribing, because for you it's not much and for me it will make my day. And I hope to see you soon. Bye!